Prahlad continued to contemplate. The one self, which is the soul experiencing, this is soul as in single, which is the single experiencing, is therefore the experiencer in all. Hence the self is said to have 1,000 hands and 1,000 eyes. I think 1,000 just means a lot. It should really be billions of hands and billions of eyes. With this beauteous body of the sun, the self which is I roams the space, as also in the body of air. It is the same with the self embodied as the deity holding the conch, discus, mace, etc., who is adored in this world. It was the self or I that was born as the one who is ever seated in the lotus, the creator Brahma. It is the self again that shall dissolve this creation or withdraw it from manifestation at the end of the world's cycle. It can be a little bit tricky, this kind of thing, when you talk about everything being the self. The assumption is that we've gone beyond the ego, and this self has got nothing to do with the personality or our ego. But what's important about it is, what's important about this way of talking, this way of seeing the self or the I in everything, is that sense of non-difference. We have this ingrained habit of believing that there's a world out there and a self here, a me, a little me, experiencing the world out there. Somehow me here is experiencing the world out there through this thing called sensory perception. That's the assumption we make. It's our belief, and we operate according to that belief. And it's important to be able to operate according to that belief in order to keep ourselves alive and to interact with others. It's a particular mode of existence. It might seem strange to do that, but it's a bit like saying, oh, I'm dreaming, therefore I'm not going to have anything to do with it. You go with it. You go with the dream. You explore the dream. But you keep the awareness that it's a dream. And that way you get the maximum benefit of dreaming. And it's the same with life. There's always something which it throws up, something which is of interest. We need to realize that that is not reality any more than a dream is reality. The reality is that all this is arising within awareness. And this awareness, not only is everything arising within that awareness, but everything is non-different from that awareness. Because when you're aware of something, there isn't awareness and the thing you're aware of. There's only the thing you're aware of. So awareness isn't any different from everything that it's aware of. In this realization, we realize that this awareness is our essential self, and it's non-different from everything which arises within it. So everything is I. Everything is I. So once we've realized the limited nature of the belief that there's a me here and a world out there, we can explore or contemplate the non-difference, the essential identity of everything as I. And this is what Prahlad's doing. The self referred to as the I embodied in Indra protects the world. I am woman, I am man, I am the youth, I am the senile old man, and on account of embodiment, I am apparently born here. I am the omnipresent. From the ground of the infinite consciousness, I raise trees and plants, being present in them as their very essence. Even as clay in the hands of a playful child, this world appearance is pervaded by me for my own delight. The world derives its reality from the self, me. It functions in and through me, and when I abandon it or cease to comprehend it, it ceases to have any reality. For this world exists in me, the self or infinite consciousness, even as a reflection seems to exist in a mirror. Though we've got to be careful that it's not actually reflecting anything. It's like a reflection in a mirror, but it's not reflecting anything. So there's some stuff here I think you should have a problem with. It's all pervaded by me for my own delight. We don't want to start slipping into the sense that there's a little ego enjoying all this. Delight just means it's simply doing it for the sake of it. There's no reason for it. There's no pleasure in it either. Delight seems to have this notion of pleasure, and I think people who are aware of the suffering in the world would find this kind of statement quite offensive. So I'm sensitive to that. But it's delight in the sense of interest. There's something of interest going on. What is going on? There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of notions going on. We don't want to get caught up in these notions, but at the same time there is something of interest going on. There is wonder. There is wonder and astonishment that all this stuff is going on, because it is absolutely astonishing. So it's in that sense, it's all happening for delight. It's not my own delight, but it's just miraculous even. And if you can't get away from the little ego, you might think, well, this is going to make you God. Are you saying that I am God? Well, again, this kind of statement is probably more trouble than it's worth, because you can't play around with it the way it's suggesting here. Even as clay in the hands of a playful child, this world appearance is pervaded by me for my own delight. It doesn't mean to say that you're omnipotent in the sense that you're this little ego that can do what it wants. It's omnipotent because it's doing what it wants. She is doing what she wants. The world is doing what she wants.